Kevin Floyd is an Inuvialuit man who grew up in the South but has since then moved to the North to learn his ancestral culture. He started making traditional kayaks as a hobby before he began making them at request. Kevin uses resources such as museum pieces, archival research, and traditional knowledge to make these authentic Inuvialuit kayaks. In the spring, he will take out these kayaks hunting muskrat and waterfowl. From the shape of the hull to the way he measures the space between the pegs, these kayaks are the real deal.
I do a lot of things. I build kayaks and I use them and I instruct people in the training of using them and also teach others to make them as well. Starting with the gunnels, the long sides, I'll measure them out. I usually measure them in arm spans, so I get 2.5 arm spans, and then I'll take the middle and I'll measure that out. And then from there I'll take another measurement, which is 1 foot and 1 fist back, and that gives me my backrest. And then I lay out where all the deck beams are going to go, because I cut mortises or little channels through the wood. And then I slot the deck beams into those, and then I flip them over and I put all the mortises or the little slots for the ribs that I make. And then I start planing everything down, and then I cut out the holes and start doing more of the deck beams. And once I've got the deck beams established, I'll put in the keel, which is the long strip that runs from the bow horn to the stern horn. And then I'll sort of measure how deep I want it to be, whether it's shallow for rolling or deeper for traveling. And then I set that height and I bend all my ribs to fit under that into the slots. And so that involves steaming the wood. So I'll steam it up and then I'll bend it. And it's quite fun because you'll think you'll get it and then it goes crack. So then you throw that into the fire and get another one and keep going, keep going, keep going. It's not a quick process. It's a fun one. It's a big game of patience. But also, because I'm following traditional designs of historic kayaks, they give me something, a little bit of insight into the past. We use them every Sunday in our pool practice, where we practice all the rolls, going one side to the other, beginners going in and out where they can be safe. We use them for playing around in the summer. I use them in the spring for hunting and shooting ducks and geese when the first overflow comes in, because it's nice. I can haul them up over ice and I can travel really far, much further than I can in a canoe, and I can't haul a big boat over all the ice and other stuff.
Halloween is a fun time anywhere around the world, but in the Mackenzie Delta there is a special tradition where children and their loved ones go out into a snowmobile for an evening of trick-or-treating. Be prepared to be spooked and have a good time filled with candy and fun.
Spooky.
Oh, you too?
Trick or treat. Zombie? And look at that eyeball. Chocolate. Holy cow!
Scared?
Spooky houses too. Candy!
Use your whole body, James. Mark himself. Feet spread apart. Good balance. Sitting down. Good. So much natural when you do all of your technique. Do the same technique every time. Your height's going to always improve. No matter if it's 1 foot high, 2 foot high, 6 feet high, always use the same technique.
Remember when after you've done your kick, try and get used to doing your bounce up. I know you got control. You know you got control when you land. Instead of trying to kick all over, bounce a little. Again, the object of the game is to kick the seal ball and go as high as you can. With the 2 foot, you're coming up with both feet. You kick the object with both feet. You come back down, land on the floor with both feet. And for all these kicks that you do, you got to show and maintain your balance in order to have a good kick. In order to succeed in this, you've got to have a lot of practice, a lot of time to do these kicks and to do them properly. You've got to maintain your balance. You've got to show coordination that you are capable of doing this event. And for you to do that, it does take a lot of practice. You've got to at least kick 100, 500 kicks in order to get good at any of these kicks.
Artists in Ulukhaktuk have a unique form of expression, printmaking. We sat down with Susie Mologak while she made a few prints. She tells us the stories behind the prints and how the inspiration for her art often comes from her own life experiences.
My name is Susie Mologak. I'm from Ulukhaktuk. I enjoy doing artwork. The way I came to start making prints was when the art shop, they were producing prints and they had a time limit, so they were falling behind. So two of my friends, my older sister and another artist, asked me if I was interested in learning to stencil print and help them out with their work. And so I agreed to, and they took me under their hand and taught me how to stencil print. And ever since then, I've been doing some artwork for the art shop. My inspiration is from my dad. My dad is so dear to me, and of course my mom too. And but he traveled a lot on the land, and I used to follow him when he's putting nets under the ice. And when he's going to them the next day, I'd follow by dog team. And sometimes on our travels, we would see a lot of foxes or something different once in a while, maybe a wolf or maybe a caribou. By following him and him telling stories of long ago, of how he grew up and what they did in their travels, so what they got, that he would tell stories. And when we do artwork, we sell our products to the art shop. Also, when the cruise ships come in, they come in the summertime. Before they come in, the people of Ulukakto, the ladies and men, do some carvings, sewing, printmaking, whatever they can make to sell to the people for the cruise ship, because there's always a lot of people on the ship. And they buy artwork from the people of Ulukakto or from the art shop, and it goes into the town or the people. I would like to say that, encourage the younger generation and the young people to do some artwork. Get interested in your artwork, because everything's getting so expensive. So doing artwork and putting it on paper and letting other people or from down south know how we live.
Oh, hey, whoa, whoa, hey, oh, I'm getting dizzy. Whoa, 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 hey, over we go. Whoa, hey, what are you doing? Hey, can we just park this thing? Hey, turn around. Okay, what? Oh, I'm getting tired. Ramming speed. Almost there. One more try. Here we go. One more try. Okay, everyone off. Whee! Yay! Okay, let's go. Oh my goodness, I'm nervous. Where's my life jacket? There we go. Whoa! Hey! Whoa! 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 Easy, easy. Whoa! Slow it down. Slow it down. Whoa! That's a lot of ice. That's a lot of ice. Oh my goodness. Wow! Almost there. Oh, we're stuck. Back it up. Ramming speed. Here we go. Here we go. Whoa! 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 Almost on shore. Oh, so close. Oh, so close. Okay, let us off.
All right, just a minute. Okay, where are you going? Inuvik? Yeah, you look like you're from Inuvik. All right, get out of here.
From sea to sea to sea, the Inuvik-Tutak Highway is the first highway in Canada to connect the rest of the country to the Arctic Ocean. The project began in the winter of 2013 and is only a year away from completion. We took a look by land, air, and ice. Spanning over 140 kilometers, this will be a drive to remember.
My name's Kevin McLeod. I'm the Director of Highways and Services, Marine Services for the Northwest Territories, and I'm also the Project Director for the Inuvik-Tuk Highway Project. At the very beginning, this project was billed as a mega project, a strategic project with the feds, to lots of benefits to the nation, lots of benefits to the north. If I was building this road in southern Canada, I'd be shutting down for the winter time and using the May to September as my peak season in terms of construction and getting things going. But in this case, we want to keep the road frozen, we want to keep the embankment frozen, and we want to keep the material frozen. And that was to protect the permafrost. We absolutely don't want to scar the permafrost at any degree, and we want to build on top of it. Work in these conditions remain very unique, leading edge. We continuously monitor and assess risks and doing quality assurance on it. There's a quality control team. This side you can see the geotextile coming in. It's built in layers. There'll be layers and layers of this geotextile, and there's monitors throughout the whole embankment there that we are measuring strain on the dirt, temperature, moisture content, and pressure. One of the benefits of the contract, of course, is a significant employment and jobs at a time when there is not much work in the region. We employed 573 employees last year. At the peak there was 604, 70% from the region. And at the peak last year we had 9 females employed in the field, drivers, on the project, which was very encouraging. And important to note that 120 folks did take advantage of increasing their skills and training, either on formal courses or OJT. And finally, we are hosting a scientific group on permafrost and climate change and working in this environment in April 2016 here in Inuvik, and look forward to bringing some experts to this part of the world. It's much better to touch and feel and see something firsthand than to read it in a report or to see it on a video or to see it in the newspaper article. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to invite the world's experts who work in the cold regions and work in permafrost and invite them to the Inuvik-Tuk Highway Project, fly them out to the sites, drive them out to the sites, let them talk to the designers, let them talk to the folks that built the road, and kick the tires and go out and see what's happening, and then to come back and talk about it, to come back and say what's the leading edge of research for the next project, what are we doing here in terms of monitoring, what are we doing in terms of long-term operations and maintenance. The conclusion is that we are on the right path in terms of where we did the test sections. Those were the risky areas. We're on the right path in terms of what we are monitoring and what we believe is the trigger points to change in the highway. What we don't know is what the future will look like in 50 years. We don't know what the climate will do. We don't know how much rain there will be, how much wind there will be, how much temperatures will change, how much snow will accumulate. So those are things that we would like to ask the scientists, how do we measure that? How do we monitor that? How do we predict that in terms of our long-range thoughts on the project? To see the challenges that EGT Northwind had to overcome, to see the equipment and talk to the men and women that were doing the construction is always very important for scientists and academia and designers who are trying to design the future. It's more than just a highway. It's a laboratory. It's connecting communities. It's opening up regions for development. It's a sovereignty operation, and clearly it impacts the regions of both Inuvik and Tuk. And I know the folks that worked on it are very, very proud of the work they've done.
Bakit